What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Flix Experience with the host man Gabriel here. Now, this is going to be an interesting episode because I was originally going to do this as a double feature with my first review, but then I thought, like, since I've seen both versions of this movie, I thought, like, why not just talk about how I did, but do it in comparison on which is way. So this is going to be one of those episodes on who's done it better. Did one of them age timelessly better than this one, or did the other one did so? And I am talking about the 2005 and the 1953 version of War of the Worlds. Both have the same plot and concept. Both written by the famous author H.G. Wells, the famous science fiction novel about the Martians attacking Earth. So let me just start off with just so I could get this out of the way. I want to talk about the 2005 one that was directed by Steven Spielberg. It was written by Josh Friedman and David Coe. It stars Tom Cruise, Dakota Fanning, and all. And I'll just get at this out of the way. Hey, the War of the Worlds, both of these movies overall, it's a great story concept, and it's a great like science fiction like atmosphere about what would happen if aliens did attack Earth. Even by H.G. Wells when he wrote this book, what would happen and how would we even survive it? Of mankind getting wiped out, exterminated by these alien space beings, visitors attacking Earth and stuff. Now, I did read the book. I don't remember a long time ago. Was it? And yeah, parts of the book is very detailed and long too. I may not remember much of the book, but I remember reading specific stuff up on how the plot was how it was going to with a anonymous narrator. As we're talking about this, let me just jump right into the Steven Spielberg one, which is the Tom Cruise version, and let's see, and let me just talk about how did that age timelessly, or was this like, well, no. So let's go right into it. Okay, so the 2005 one, I remember seeing the set. If you guys ever seen the Universal Studios backlot tour, I remember going to that set, and I think this was right around the time, maybe after they shot the movie, but the set is still there with the plane crash and one of the scenes taking out the whole neighborhood, which is in the film. And I just knew like there was barely any publicity at all about this film. I think the press and the screening, they were very tight about it, keeping it all secrecy. I don't remember seeing a trailer or a teaser at all of this film. Now, overall, is this a Spielberg's best film and Tom Cruise's best movie? No, not quite. But this is an okay film. I did get it on DVD on this years later, but I was rewatching it on TV, and sometimes I play overall. But this one is kind of meh. It's all right. So the movie is about Tom Cruise, who plays a dad who's never in the family life's picture. He's kind of a bit of a lonesome dad, and he has to watch over his two kids, Rachel and Robbie, played by Dakota Fanning and Justin Chatwin, over the weekend. And while he's trying to get along with him, honestly, I didn't like the kids overall. I get that their father's kind of a bit of a deadbeat, but he's not, and he's trying very hard to bond with his kids. But oh my God, they were just being brats the whole time, just spoil the brat. But Robbie's kind of a bit of an emo poser. Rachel is just annoying, kind of like lecturing and stuff. And then later on in the film, um, a huge space cloud where it's like I just initiates a lightning storm all over like Queens, New York, and that begins the destruction of the first act and bringing the aliens to life. Now keep this in mind. I saw this in theaters back in '05, and when I saw those aliens the first time, I was like, "Holy shit, they look menacing." I mean, I really like the tripod designs on these. I thought they looked cool, especially with that frightening horn sound. When you hear that sound, even from like miles away, you just know like, oh shit, we're fucked. So the aliens attack in these tripod, huge 50-foot tall machines and vaporizes everybody. It's killing everybody off. And then you get this awesome Tom Cruise run as he's trying to escape, head back home, grab his family, and they just run off. They even they hijack some minivan and drive away, getting away from the destruction arcs from these heat rays, destroying the entire neighborhood with the heat rays. It's huge. There was some good directing I liked in the first act, because right now it's just Tom Cruise who is trying to get his kids to safety while, I guess, driving up to Boston and stuff. Now, overall, I like the first act, but the second act and third act, it gets shaky. The second act to me is like, okay, what are they doing? I liked it, but then I don't like it at the same time. And then the third act, we'll get to that later. So the second act, which you see, they head up to like their house somewhere, I guess outside of New York, and then they go to the basement sequence. And the basement sequence, well, nothing pretty much happens there. Tom Cruise is still freaked out, but he's trying to help his kids. But I swear, his kids were just like being brats, spoiled to him the whole time. Can't you at least say something like, "Hey, Dad, thanks for saving us. Like I know, you haven't been here, but our lives. But can you please help us? Can you protect us? Like, can you collaborate, work as a team?" But it's like no, I get the children and all, but they could at least be helpful. A plane crashes to their neighborhood, and that's the famous set that we see in the Universal Studios backlot. I think you can still see it to this day. I wish we would have saw the plane crash sequences, just like a little snippet of it. I get what Spielberg was trying to do, was trying to use our imagination, seeing it off camera, and we don't see what's outside with that purple light and the flashing lights of it. But I wish we could have seen more, just a little bit. We find out that the aliens have been buried under the ground for a long time, and the lightning somehow triggered it, initiating the invasion. And that was basically it. A news camera team tries to like explain Tom Cruise's character Ray what has happened, and then they just drove off. All these characters here in this film are pretty much useless. And towards the second act, Robbie just, I swear, I fucking hated Robbie. That character was so stupid throughout the entire film. He's all pissed off. He's all pissed off that he wants to join the army for no reason, and then he has his soul rant like, "Yeah, you only chose Boston for shit the dumbest out here. You never get a shit about having a plan." It's just like shut the fuck up, Robbie. Just shut up. He was just a bad, angsty kid that the whole time. He just kept mistreating his dad a lot. He doesn't even call him dad, and he was right. And like Justin Chatwin, dude, as an actor, he's just not very great. I didn't like the character he was playing, but as a person, maybe he seems chill. But as an actor, he was just not good casting. Dakota Fanning, I mean, look, she was a star back in the day as a kid. All she did was just scream a lot throughout the whole film, but at least she did. It was trying to like help Tom Cruise in a way, kind of. Mostly, she just needed to be protection a lot, and honestly, I didn't really like the kids in the film. The second act, a mob attacks them in the van, and everybody loses their minds because of the invasion, because they're desperately needed a car. And the plot hole of this film, all the cars are not working at all. If it's something with EMPs, look, I'm not an expert on EMPs or cars and stuff, but how could lightning storm take out all the cars in the entire country? I just don't buy it. Let me know if anybody corrects me if I'm wrong. It just felt like a big plot hole to me, because I bet there were a few cars working, even the military trucks too. They head to the ferry boat sequences. Now the ferry boat sequences I thought was pretty good, but the second act to me just felt pretty boring. We never get to see more of the aliens' destruction arc, or even hiding from the aliens. And as the tripods take over the ferry and knocks it down, it's all humanity is lost. I'm telling you, the movie can be very depressing and hopeless. Like there's no meaning. There's a fight on the Bunker Hill. Robbie is still getting pissed off, and this is when the beginning of the third act starts to go bad, because somehow, I don't know if it was the writer or the director himself, they just didn't know what to do with Robbie's character. They just said, "Okay, this isn't working. Just get out of here. Run up to that hill like you act like you want to join the military. Just go away. Oh, away." Because there's a scene where everybody's running up that hill, not soldiers, but civilians keep running up the hill, and I swear, Robbie was being such a fucking idiot right there. And Tom Cruise is like saying, no, don't do this. You could hate me, but I love you. And he has to choose the decision to say, do I stay and help Rachel? Oh, because Rachel's also getting taken away by these parents, or Robbie to let him go. I didn't like what Spielberg was doing because in most of his early films, he always has that deadbeat dad and father and son trope where he's the parents trying to help and the dad's trying to exist. It's like, I get that he does in a few films, but here, the tone of this, the direction, it just didn't work out for me, and it was just so random out of the blue. It's like, so Robbie's gonna go for and die. It was just bad writing, directing, I call it. We assumed that Robbie had died because the aliens have like these shields, and that's when the third act is gonna go bad. Tom Cruise and Dakota Fanning take shelter in this home by a crazy guy named Tim Robbins, and why is he there? Because it's Tim Robbins, but I feel like his character was useless. He didn't invite them over. They just like, hey, over here, and they all just run into the guy's basement. And throughout the third act, it's just them in a basement, just trying to hide from stuff while the guy is suffocating, losing his mind. I mean, he looks creepy. He's like talking about like, hey, if your dad dies, I'll take care of you with a shotgun. And I'm just like, dude, if I was Tom Cruise's character, I'd rather take my chances out in the woods and hide than be here with this crazy guy who I just know he's gonna kill off. We get a giant, long tentacled probe sequences, almost like a camera trying to spot them out them while they're hiding, and he's building the suspense. This seems alright, but I'm just like, come on, when is an alien gonna attack? The aliens do show up out of the tripods. They're like these three-legged, like bad, disgusting aliens. And at one point, Robbins' character was gonna shoot them with a shotgun, and Tom Cruise just stops him, just like, no, don't beg, just please don't. And it's like, I swear, Tom Cruise, I get what he's saying, but Tim Robbins' character, he just kept making stupid choices like this the whole time. The red weed grows out, I guess, to try to harvest the plant and by taking the human's blood and making it as their own red weeds and stuff. Like, yeah, it's kind of disgusting if you look at it, but yeah, that's like the only time we get to see the aliens out of the tripods. And then, luckily enough, Tom Cruise decides to like, no, we got to kill Tim Robbins' character. He's fucking it up, making a lot of sounds, saying, not my blood, not my blood, kill him off. There's a bit of a frightening sequence where Dakota Fanning has to like sing a song while he's taking it out, and I'm just like, nah, just do it, just kill him off. An alien probe comes back in again. Rachel screams like hell, runs out of the house without any like parental like support. She just like, dumb choice right there. Tom Cruise goes out. He can't find her. Alien tripod grabs Ray and Dakota Fanning's character, even though she's traumatized. Just like looks up without even running, and it's just like, yeah. Tom Cruise's character throws a grenade at them right up the tailpipe. The tripod destroys, and we're getting near towards the end of the film. And a lot of people don't like this ending of the film because somehow they arrived in Boston. We still feel like it's hopeless for humanity, but somehow all the red weeds and the aliens started dying. Now, keep in mind, this literally happens in the book too. All the aliens starts to die, like the tripod machines are like really spiraling out of control and weak, and they just collapse. Like the military starts to take out the tripods, and they just collapse, and they're all dead. And in the final sequence, Tom Cruise returns Dakota Fanning's character to a very nice, clean neighborhood, even though it's falling with leaves. But it's like, it didn't look any destruction. It didn't look like their buildings were not destruction. Like it didn't look like it was wrecked apart. She reunites them, and everyone's all happy and stuff. And then guess who shows up in the ending? Robbie, that dumbass. I'm like, how did you? Even when I was a kid watching this film, I was not frightened at all. But I just remember in theaters, I was like, it made me hate the aliens more. It's like, come on, we got to stop him. But I wasn't on Robbie's side. I was like, how the hell did you survive? If I was Tom Cruise's character, I would have punched him in the face. I'm like, you dumbass, what were you thinking? I told you not to go in. How the hell did you even survive? And there's no explanation how he survived. It just ends right there. And the ending of the film, we get Morgan Freeman's narration saying the aliens have died from our own bacteria and germs. They were not immune, and humans' right to earn inhumanity, and we just won. And mind you, it happens in the book, but a lot of people didn't like the third act, and I understand why, or the ending, because it just felt very anticlimactic. And I kind of agree with it. Just because it's faithful from the book a little bit doesn't mean it has to work out translation and stuff like that. So overall, here are my pros on the 2005 one. Pro, I like the first act and the alien tripods and the special effects. Con, I did not like the characters. There was literally no great character development at all. It's like the only character I would have been more interested was just Tom Cruise himself. Every character he meets barely, they weren't interesting. They were useless. Tim Robbins' character was useless. The news team character was useless. Robbie was useless. Is it messed up that I kind of wanted Robbie to die? Like, just fuck him. Like he just dies. Or better yet, the kids were never part of the movie at all. Instead, Ed, why not just be Tom Cruise by himself? A one-man survival trying to get back to his family. That would have been more closer to the book, like anonymous narrator in the book. It's just a guy trying to survive the alien invasion, trying to get back to his wife. I would have rather watched that movie instead. And the plot wise is just complicated, even with the second and third act. The third act, it just feels like it goes in a complete different direction, sort of like a horror vibe, but it didn't feel like alien invasion as well. And I wish we would have seen more of the aliens versus tripods and the war of the humans trying to fight them in more battles, or Tom Cruise trying to escape even the tripods with his kids and stuff. There were some deleted scenes maybe, but overall, I'm not really a fan of it. I'm not really huge on this film. It's okay, but it's not horrible. I'm gonna give this film at least 3 out of 5 G stars. So yeah, guys, let me know what your thoughts on War of the Worlds 2005. Did you guys like it or did you not like it? I am sort of meh to this. All right, so now that we covered War of the Worlds 2005, let's go into the original 1953 version, War of the Worlds. So now that we covered that, the 1953 version is directed by Byron Haskin. It was written by Barry Lyndon, and it stars Gene Barry and Anne Robinson as Dr. Clayton Forrester and Sylvia Erin. So, like the 2005 film, and like in the book, Earth is suddenly invaded by Martians, and Dr. Clayton Forrester, an American scientist, searches for any weaknesses to stop them. And at least with this film, it gets to humanity to somehow try to work together and figure out, like plot-wise, on how we could stop the aliens while also trying to survive this Martian manhunt destruction kind of thing. And Anne Robinson plays also a scientist who eventually these two who fall on in love. But plot differences from the books is that the protagonist is a California scientist as the aliens begin. But in certain points, similar to the novel, the aliens crash landed from space and they just start attacking, but not in these tripods, but like these manta ray kind of like floating ships. Because at the time they did try to do stop motion in the 50s, but they didn't have the technology and how to work this and all. Whereas in 2005 film, the aliens were already there, buried to the ground with the lightning stuff. But I kind of like the 50s version where they come directly from outer space, just like in the book. But Forrester, also Gene Barry's character, experienced similar to the book's narrator too, an ordeal in a destroyed house, observing he's observing the aliens up close while also studying. Because at one point we do see the aliens in the 1953 version, creature designs that they did back in the 50s. They do still look relevant, not outdated, but the effects, visual effects overall, they still pretty hold up. And he's just trying to study them. So I like from the scientific perspective, they were trying to figure out how we could stop aliens. And then eventually throughout the whole story, like in the book, but also not parts of the book, the film has more of a Cold War vibe to it, with the atomic bomb against the invading aliens and the mass destruction with global war would inflict on humanity and stuff. But the plots are similar again from the novel, from the Martian meteorite ships to their eventual defeat, but towards the end with our Earth's germs and stuff. It's a little bit of the same kind of like like plot wise, but it is different from the book. From the book, I remember, I may be wrong. There was a part where the aliens were in this cylinder capsule kind of thing that is stuck to the ground, and it took place in English in the 19th century, and it just spewed up the calling out the tripods, almost like a signal kind of thing where the aliens will come down and start attacking. It didn't do like that as in the 1953 version. It just said it was just a random meteors part, and there was no basement sequence at all. Even though in the 50s version there was a little bit, but not like in the 2005 one. In the 50s version, it was like the main narrator and four other guys, a priest and a soldier, and they kind of lose their minds. But it wasn't through the entire act. I bet it would have been like maybe like a scene, but not the whole old third act and stuff. But the 53 version, I'm gonna say I kind of like this version better because as I get to see most of humanity, and I bet there's some character study where they get to work together, while still it does feel kind of depressed that to try and figure it out scientifically wise to stop the aliens. We get to see some of the battle sequences of the war. We get to see the Martians floating in these ships, and the visual effects they look pretty good. This was not CGI, but there was a lot of good flash lighting and coloring effect too, and the lighting just works to this day. They just had really good visual effects, and mind you, it did win an Oscar for best visual effects at the time, which was huge, and it made like $2 million, which was which I think this was a Paramount picture, and it was a huge successful movie. It was a sci-fi classic B movie and stuff. But I love the sequences how it's in the 50s, and how people are like desperate to leave out of town. There's a mob sequences, and Dr. Clayton Forrester, Gene Barry's character, is trying to survive as much as I can, where he feels vulnerable, just like the main narrator in the book too. And it's just a big, giant spectacle film, but it has like some depth and some quality based from the time of the 50s and how the movie progresses and all. The ending sequence is he reunites with Sylvia and Barry's character in the church, and the people are praying and that maybe they're gonna die as the aliens come in, but then sadly, after like 3 days, the aliens just collapse with the same ending due to the microorganisms. But at least in this version, it wasn't anticlimactic. It was just like, no, we're gonna die. It just felt like a sense of hopelessness. Where now you feel like, oh no, this is gonna be the end. The characters are gonna be done. But no, the aliens have died, and then scientific wise, it's like they're dead because of us. It just feels like that. Oh man, that was close. Like you get a sense of relief and stuff. But overall, all the 50s version of this movie, it had like a good story pacing wise. At least the pacing, it wasn't dragging, it wasn't fast paced either, but it had like a good normal pace of the stories. The characters were at least more interesting, and overall, I kind of prefer the 1953 version better than the Tom Cruise one. Now look. Some of you guys may agree or disagree with me. I get Tom Cruise's version because the effects are more dated with the technology of LucasArts, and the CGI is pretty good. I get that, but I think for story wise, the 50s version is a bit better. So I'm gonna give the 1953 version 3.5 out of 5 G stars. It's like a little bit of an upper level than a 2005 one. Both are okay, but I kind of prefer the 50s one. I just think it's a better made film with interesting characters that is more plot driven as well. Making these kind of films, because I think there was like a TV series and adaptation of this in the 80s and all. I have to admit, it's a little hard to adapt making these kind of films. I mean, if I was a director, if I was going to direct War of the Worlds, I would rather take place in the 19th century, like that, like in the book, and I would only just rely on one character with the name, and he's trying to get back with his family or his wife. Not make it more faithful, but I wanted to see what would it be like as a one-man survival, just trying to escape the tripods and aliens through his eyes, as like he's escaping in the forest or out in the city trying to dodge the war. I think it would have been interesting as a one-man survival, trying to feel for this guy as he's trying to like survive the alien apocalypse, and see more of the battle sequence as well, and the alien invasion. That would be my takes if I was able to direct that movie, and that's what I would do. However, I will say this. I do say there's one thing that both the 2005 one and the 53 version have in common. They are way, way better than the recently shitty, stupid ass Ice Cube one that is so terrible. It's a terrible piece of shit. So don't even bother watching the Ice Cube one because it's direct to DVD. It's really crap as well. So overall, I think the 53's version is better. Let me know in the comments below. And on what's your favorite? Do you like the Tom Cruise one, or do you like the Gene Barry and Robinson one? Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, GFE_hostman. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have any questions, email me, comment them on below. Don't forget to follow me on all audio platforms. And yeah, keep on listening to the show. This is Gabriel the Hostman saying to you all, good night, everyone.